Hi, I'm Rochelle. I'm transitioning. I'm 57 years old. I started about 17 months ago. I'd identify as female, transgendered woman. I respond to her and she. I always happen that in my mind. I'm just making my body equal to that now. I always knew I was in the wrong body, but I only came to the decision recently, and I've only become happy recently. And I generally had a happy childhood, just like any other child would. I knew I wasn't like other boys, but it didn't seem to matter. When I reached 12, 13, oh my God, things just were out of hand. Maturing into a man, I just couldn't handle it. When I reached high school and people were like pairing off and they were going drinking and going to the park and partying, and I had never heard of this, marijuana, I went deep into that because I was very uncomfortable around girls. I didn't have really any idea that I was maybe gay or something else. I just knew that it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy for other friends too, so I thought I was relatively normal, but time went by and it never got easier, and I just got drunker, and I'd be the guy that was always really drunk at the party, and this is a party of teenagers who are really drunk. And then I started doing LSD, and that would really cover it because no one expected you to speak too much when you're on LSD. So I did like over 200 hits of LSD between 13 and I guess 2021. Yeah, I just sort of blocked out my whole teenagehood. Just in high school, I was just a stoner. I had a really good friend who was, I think he was maybe a closeted homosexual. In high school, we got along very well, and we were very, very popular. We were funny guys, and we were always smoking joints. And so we stuck together quite a bit, and then we went together to hospitality management, and we got jobs in the hospitality field as managers in our 20s. And that was the 80s, and I still had no idea what was going on with me. I just assumed I was gay then, and I couldn't deal with it. In my late 20s, I met a girl, and I fell in love with her, and I fell really quick before we had made love. And when we did try to make love, I ended up telling her about myself, and she said, "See you later. I'm not going to be doing that." If I wanted to get off by myself, it would be always about, women's clothing or women's underwear, what I looked like with hair pretty and that. And I just thought I was like, what do you call it, a fetishist, I was just a weirdo. So I wouldn't talk to anybody about it. Just kept it quiet, and I hid it. And, it just made my stomach rumble. And I just need another beer, another shot of vodka. I just thought I was a sickening, disgusting human being. And I decided to move out to Banff and continue my debauchery and alcohol. And I did that for 1993 through 2014. And I don't know how I survived. I don't know how my liver took it. But yeah, I survived. Finally, my body just said, no, you can't do this anymore. And my nerves sort of got shot, and I'd never had any problem with drinking. Drinking was the thing that saved me. And now the thing that saved me, I couldn't do it anymore. It was like, oh my God. So I phoned my lovely sisters in Toronto and said, I'm going crazy, please help me. I'm going to kill myself. And they said, come back and you can live here for as long as you want. Don't worry about it. And then I came back and I finally said, I got to tell them how I feel about myself. And I did, and they took me to the doctor, and my doctor got me hooked up for with CAMH, and then I went and they sent me to a Rainbow drug treatment and alcohol treatment there. And I met a doctor there, and he really helped me, and he prescribed topiramate, which just, I don't know how it did it, but it really helped me. And I stopped drinking for about, I don't know, 3 months, which I had done before, just through will. But this time when I fell off the wagon and I started drinking again, I got so sick. And the doctor said, no, topiramate is not supposed to make you sick. So I don't know if it was the fact that I was on the hormones and it was changing my body physically, but when I drank after not doing it for so long, I got so sick. I basically completely quit smoking and drinking. I don't want to anymore. It made me sick. So now I feel very healthy, and with the hormones, I feel very happy. Now I have normal human being problems, not crazy, drunk, wannabe transgendered woman problems. My hopes and dreams for the future. Well, my hopes and dreams for the future are to finally be happy constantly. Well, not constantly. I didn't realize that everyone's life is not necessarily constantly happy, but what drives me, what makes me happy, is developing friendships with some of the people I've met since I've started the transition. I've met most of them online or through the Sherburne Health Clinic's Mature Trans Women meetings. Just meeting them in the park and getting to know them and speaking to them through Messenger, and a couple of Zoom meetings. And so I really want to nurture those relationships. When the patio did open here on Church Street, like I'm very close to Church Street, me and a new friend I met online went for drinks, and I had to meet her over for drink, not alcohol, for drinks on the patio, and I had to walk over there from my place on Sherburne to Church Street. And I'm walking over there, I'm all dressed up, and I'm walking by some guy, and someone just points at me and just starts laughing. Person to laugh. So I guess I'm gonna have to start getting used to that when I'm starting these relationships with people. I'm making sure every single thing I say is honest. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no lies that I'm saying. I'm not saying like I did before. Oh yeah, I'm macho this, I did this, and I can just be myself, and it's so much better to be able to say things like that. I mean, having somebody to empathize with you and having a girlfriend is just so, I just love it. Oh my God, I have all these things I want to do, but there's not enough time. Yeah, I want to meet a guy and have a happy relationship. I mean, my expectations aren't
really crazy or anything. I just want to have a happy life.
But yeah, those relationships are the thing that's keeping me going. If I didn't have those, yeah, it would be really bad. Because at the beginning, it was like that. When I first moved out of Pat's house, and it was just the beginning of my transition.
Well, if I could go back 10 or 15 years ago or longer, I would tell myself to transition, do something, change your life. Talk to someone, talk to a doctor. I mean, at different points in my life, I thought different things about how I was or how I am, and I think that at any time in my life, I could have went to a doctor and asked him and told him how I felt, or her, and they may have, maybe not, they may have steered me in the right direction. I mean, if I had a therapist or a counselor, someone to speak to about it, that would have helped. And remember that you're not the only one. There's so many other people that are like you, and they haven't made that decision yet. So tell that person, make sure that along with your happiness, you work to make other girls' lives a little bit easier. Well, if I had anything to say to the world about me, please don't think I'm scary. I'm just a person that was in the wrong body. I was a man, but I was me, a female. And as that man, as that female in that man body, I was a terrible person. I brought pain to so many people, men, women, professionally, socially, romantically. I am so much better now.
I've only become happy recently. So my life has just started, and I'm happy.